Hi! Today we're going to learn about some basic derivative rules. So here we're going to learn about the power rule, the chain rule, and then basic trig derivatives. So just the basic ones. And then we're going to solve this derivative, which involves the power rule, the chain rule, and basic derivatives. Basic trigonometric derivatives. So let's start off with the power rule. Let's say we have to take the derivative, so d dx of x to the fifth power. Or to make this simple, let's use other variables. Let's say we have to take the derivative of ax to the n power. Well, how you do it is this becomes, we multiply the exponent with a, so we get na times x to the n minus 1 power. So it's just that. It's pretty simple. You just move the exponent, you multiply it with the coefficient. If it's just x to the n power, then you know a would be 1. So you multiply n with a, and then the exponent gets decreased by 1. Now let's learn about the chain rule. Let's say we have to take the derivative d dx of f of g of x. So this one is, you take the derivative of f of x, so the outer function, and you take the derivative of the outer function. Here the outer function is f of g of x, so this f part. So we get f prime, but we leave the inner function in there, so instead of it being f prime of x, it's f prime of g of x. Then you multiply it with the derivative of the inner function, or g of x. So we multiply it by g prime of x. And let's say you had f of g of c of x. Then it would be f prime of g of c of x multiplied with g prime of c of x multiplied with c prime of x. So it's just that simple. And then now we have some basic trig derivatives. The three basic ones are d dx of sine of x. So d dx of sine of x is equal to cosine of x. And I'm running out of space, so I'm just going to say the other ones. Because we use sine of x in ours, I'm just going to say the other ones. The derivative of cosine of x is equal to negative sine of x, and the derivative of tangent of x is equal to secant squared of x. So now let's solve this problem here. We're going to have, as you can see, we're going to have to use the power rule because we have 3x squared, the chain rule because we have an outer function sine of x and an inner function 3x squared, and some basic trig derivatives. We have sine of x, or sine of 3x squared. So let's get started. We can see first we would want to use the chain rule. So we have to take the derivative of the outer function. First of all, let's isolate this outer function. The outer function is sine of x. And the inner function is 3x squared. So, the derivative of sine of x, we know, is cosine of x. So we have cosine of, but instead of x, we still have to keep this g of x here. So cosine of 3x squared. The next step is to multiply it with the derivative of the inner function, which is 3x squared. The derivative of that is 6x. We get that because we multiplied 2, which is n, with 3, which is a, so we get 6, times x, with the exponent n minus 1, or 2 minus 1, so x to the first power, which is just x. So the answer to this problem is cosine of 3x squared multiplied with 6x. Today we learned about some basic derivative rules. Thank you for watching this video.